Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. We are going to be doing some problem solving with three-dimensional shapes. So you need pages 713 to 718 and a pencil to begin. Pause the video while you get those things now. Okay, boys and girls, I am looking at a picture of a princess who is stacking some shapes together. She is stacking some shapes together. So I want you to look. She's made a castle out of the shapes that she has. And that's in this first section of the picture right here. She's made a castle. I want you to look at each of the shapes that she has used to make her castle. And I want you to identify or name each of the shapes that she has used. So let's do it together. This, boys and girls, is good job, it's a cone. This, boys and girls, is a cube. Excellent. So we've got several cubes here, right there. What's the yellow shape here? The yellow shape is if you said can, I'll accept that, but its actual name is a cylinder. It's a cylinder. Good job. So she has made a castle using cubes, cones, and cylinders. Good job. Now, I want you to, we're going to finish this castle for her. Okay? So we need to look at these three shapes that we have below and see what shapes we could stack on this cube. What shapes can we use to stack on this cube? So you're going to look at the shapes here and think about the movements that those shapes can make. And I want you to circle the ones that you could stack on top of the cube. Now, of course, this one's been done for us, so it's easy, but you should remember that the flat sides here, that would be this part here, of the cylinder make it a stackable shape. So we're going to circle that one. And obviously the cube you can stack. So the one that we can't use is the sphere. It would roll right off of our castle like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put an X on it like that. Good job. Now you're going to be working with some problems like this. So I want you to turn the page, and we're looking at page 714, and you have a knight right here. He's all in his armor. And then look at this little guy over here. You have a little dragon over here. He's so cute. Okay, so now we're going to build a tower for the knight. We're going to build a tower for that knight. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to look at the pieces we have so far. So I want you to, in this picture, we're going to name the shapes that we have. Name the shapes that we have. Okay, so if you look, they're same shapes that we used in building the castle for the princess. You have a cone, a cube, and a cylinder right here. Now, listen carefully to the question asked. We're going to look at these three shapes here. And I want you to tell me which shapes that you could stack on top of the cylinder. Which of these shapes could you stack on top of the cylinder? Shape or shapes. That tells me that it could be more than one shape that is a stackable shape. You're going to circle the shapes that can stack on top of the cylinder. Then I want you to put an X on the shape that would not stack. Or shapes, I want you to tell me. Good job, boys and girls. If you remember what we've learned so far, you should have circled the cube and the cylinder. Both of those are stackable shapes. And put an X on the sphere. A sphere rolls and would roll off. Good job, boys and girls. Look, now we have the knight's horse right here on page 715. And it looks like we're going to build a tower for that horse. Okay, so I want you to name the shapes that you see. So we added a new one down here. So we have a cone, a cube, a cylinder, and a sphere. So it's used all four of our shapes. Now, let's talk about these shapes. Now, this could be a tricky one. Ready? I want you to circle the shapes that you could stack on the cone. Which shapes can you stack on the cone? Circle the shape or shapes you can stack on the cone, and then put an X on all the ones or one that could not stack. Think carefully about what would stack and stay right there on the cone. Pause the video while you answer. Boys and girls, did it trick you? I hope not, because guess what? None of these shapes could stack on a cone. None of those would stand and balance right there on the tip of that cone. Good job, boys and girls. Now, I want you to turn the page. And now we have a dragon, and we're going to make a tower for this dragon. Okay? So again, you're going to look at the shapes that we have here. Again, we have the cone, the cylinder, and the cube. I want you to look down here and circle the shape or shapes that you could use to stack on top of the cube. If there is a shape down here or shapes that would not stack on the cube, put an X on it. All right. You should have circled the cylinder and the cube. Both could stack. And again, that sphere is a non-stackable shape. Excellent work, boys and girls. Okay, so your homework page on this is, you're going to need some help. I will read them to you. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing that we did in this packet. So what we're going to do is you're going to use the shapes and see what will move or work to finish the picture. So what you have is, now you have a little turtle here. Boys and girls, do you think that's Clark? If I got some glasses, that could be Clark. And by the way, Clark misses you guys. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to name the shapes in the tower, and then you're going to trace the shapes, the circles, trace the circles around the shapes to show which ones you could stack on top of the cylinder. Good job. Now, boys and girls, you have stuff at your house that you could use to build towers. I bet you guys all have tissue boxes or cubes or cans or dice or balls. So you could actually try out this stuff using objects in your house. Okay, so your last one here, we have a marsupial animal. A marsupial animal means it has a pouch. We have this kangaroo right here that we're going to build the tower for the kangaroo. Again, you're going to look at the shapes that you have, and I want you to circle the shapes that you could stack on top of the cube. And that's it. Boys and girls, you have finished using this math page. Join me tomorrow and we're going to model our solid shapes in our world. See you then.